All righty.
Not yet, Carolyn.
No?
Sorry.
Okay, it shows that it's streaming on mine. Sorry.
Okay. All right, we're clear now.
Thank you so much, Joel. All righty.
Not yet, Carolyn.
No?
Sorry.
Okay. So we're okay now, Joel?
Yes, we're all set.
Thank you. This is the board meeting of the Lorraine Public Library System Board of Trustees. It's Thursday, July 16th, 2020. And this is our regular business meeting. If there are any members that have an issue, conflict of interest with today's agenda, would you please speak up? Seeing none. Item 2020-060, approval of minutes of the June 18th meeting. As you do your first and second, would you please state your name?
Carolyn, do I need to call roll first?
Yeah, you could call roll.
Okay. Dr. Badeo, we already said she wasn't going to be here. Colonel Belanger, has he joined yet? No. Miss McClellan?
Present.
Miss Sheeman?
Here.
Miss Snipes?
Here.
Miss Torres? Dr. Thomas?
Yes. All righty. So we do have a quorum for this evening, and we will start with the agenda item number 2020-060, approval of the minutes of the June 18th meeting.
This is Monica, and I first.
Tiffany,
Ethel,
second.
second.
Okay, Erica, you may call the roll.
Okay. Miss McClellan?
Yes.
Miss Sheeman?
Yes.
Miss Snipes?
Yes.
Dr. Thomas?
Yes. Item number 2020-061, approval of the fiscal officer report.
Okay, so the June financials were included in your board packets. We had a cash balance at month end of $14,817,738. The cash balance in operating funds was $10,745,358, and operating funds unencumbered was $9,385,991. The total unencumbered cash balance as of June 30th, 2020 was $12,971,269. The revenues year to date were at $5,421,253, which was 50.6% of the estimated annual revenues without advances or transfers. PLF revenue is down from the beginning of the year by 6.9%. And as indicated last month, the reduction in PFL revenue is due to the economic activity and reduction in state tax receipts. However, we are slightly closing that gap, as last month PLF was down overall by 8.74%. So we're moving in the right direction. The expenses year to date were $4,561,972, which was 32% of the estimated expenses without advances or transfers. Expenses with encumbrances total $5,528,380, which was 36.1% of the annual estimated expenses. And for the month of June, there were no correspondences and no public record requests. That is my report.
Okay, may we have a first to accept the fiscal officer's report? I need a motion, a first, please.
This is Monica, and I give it a first.
Thank you.
To accept.
Tiffany, second.
Thank you. And you may call roll.
Miss McClellan?
Yes.
Miss Sheeman?
Yes.
Ms. Snipes,
Aye.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. We will have the report of the director, Anastasia.
Hi, good evening, afternoon, evening, everybody. I wanted to bring a couple things forward, and actually one of the things is going to be Rick giving a small tour, a short tour. We were hoping to give you a tour of the kitchen at Main Library because it's wrapping up. So I'll save that for the end of my report. So as I mentioned in my written director's report, the Avon project is well underway. So the RFQs for the architect and the construction manager are out on the street, and we've been getting lots of inquiries about them. So that's a really good sign, particularly on the architect side. We've been getting a lot of questions that we're going to be putting together and, putting out an addendum to that. So the RFQ for the architects is due on the 24th of July. And we're going to meet as a committee, and Colonel Belanger and Trustee McClelland are part of the group that is going to evaluate those and shortlist them and interview. So we'll be taking care of that the week of July the 27th. And the RFQ for the CMR, a lot of things, a lot of letters, that's due on August the 7th. So that has to have 30 days out there on the street, so to speak. So then we will be looking at evaluating those that second week of August. So we're really excited to get this in motion. And RFC has been really great. So they drafted the first versions of the RFQs. And then we've been working with Bricker and Eckler on our legal counsel on getting those together. And that's how they ended up out. So we're excited. I did meet with the Avon mayor, Mayor Jensen, and the finance director of the city of Avon, and brought them up to speed on what we've been working on, and establish that communication. So we'll be in regular communication with the city, of course, over the next couple of years as this progresses. So I'm excited about that. It's getting exciting. I did have a reporter reach out to me earlier this week, and the community is really hungry for information. It's a good story, and they want to get excited about something. So we're excited about that. So since we last met, the library buildings reopened to the public. And that, of course, is a huge thing that's been very well received. I'm following all of the gate counts to see how many people are coming in and going out. And we're getting more people than we thought we would. And we're getting a lot of very, very thankful people. I can tell you that every single staff person who's talked to me has shared a story of someone who's thanked them profusely for the libraries being open. So, we're definitely making an impact, and we're excited about that. It's good to be open again, safely, of course. And speaking of safely opening, we're following the governor's public health advisory system like everyone else is. So we were out ahead of it with the mask requirements. So thankfully we already had that in place. So that's totally standard here. But we're just watching that like everyone else. We've been in contact with the public health department to better understand what is actionable about those public health advisory, those levels. We want to understand from them what is our responsibility as a business, and what does that mean. So I'll definitely keep you apprised of that. I think they're all kind of building that right now. So as I hear things, you'll hear them. The little library on the lake is still in progress, and it's moving forward. And we were initially looking at the last week of July to have a grand opening for that. Now it's maybe it's going to maybe be that week, but maybe towards the end of that week on August 1st instead of the beginning of the week, which is what we were hoping for. And we're working with El Centro and the Lorain County Census Complete Count Committee on some back to school events. So what we're going to do is combine drive-through events for parents who are going to be getting school supplies for their kids with working with the census, some census employees who will come to those events and actually help people complete the census if they haven't done it already. So the Complete Count Committee is really focusing on Lorain and Elyria, and the Elyria Public Library and our library are going to be working on events to make that happen. So the census, our census coordinator, our partnership coordinator for Ohio, has been really receptive to any ideas about increasing participation. So we're going to be on a call with him tomorrow to figure out how to make this successful. They're going to bring census employees to these events so that we can you know, really increase that participation, which is so important right now. And last but not least, the hotspots. So as you know, we gave out hotspots, checked them out to the students earlier this year. We got them back for the summer, and now we're looking at the school districts to let us know what their plans are. So initially, when we thought this was going to be a short-term thing, we thought maybe those would come back and they would just get checked out to the general public, but we're really working with those school districts to understand how we can be helpful in using these resources that we have earmarked for helping the kids. So that's what we're doing now. And it's this week and next week, I think the school districts are going to let us know, you know, what kind of needs they have and how we can be of help to them. So that's an overview of some things. I see, is Rick still on I believe Rick is still here. And I was hoping Rick could give a short tour of the kitchen. Oh, there you are. If you wouldn't mind, can you give everybody a little tour? So again, it's not the same as being in person, but.
Yeah. So I don't know if everybody had a chance to come up to meeting room A when it was originally here. This is where the friends would have the book sales and that in the past. And this is what was converted to the kitchen. And as you can see, the hood was just placed in, ceiling just went in today. Our cabinets went in about a week ago. I'm gonna take you a little closer so you can see. These are the cabinets. Behind the cabinets, you can see we have our electric stove, 2-compartment sink behind there, small refrigerator, microwave. You can see the cabinetry. Cabinetry came out really nice. The closet to the left up here is a storage pantry for food that can be locked away, for pots and pans. And as we go into here, this is the prep section. It's a 3-compartment sink with dish machine, grease trap on the floor, pot cleaner. The 3-compartment sink is for wash, clean, and sanitize the equipment. We have a refrigerator, of course. And back in this corner here, you're going to see the shelving in that. This here, we added to it is so that if meeting room A is being used for another type of event that the kitchen does not need to be used, we can shut off the stove and the stove will not work, so no one can get hurt in that. So that's where we're at. We've had a few hiccups on the way, nothing too big. It's been going pretty smooth, I think, as far as the small project that it is. So anyone have questions or? Nope.
It looks great.
Excited.
Yes, it's gonna look great. Yeah,
It's
gonna
really,
benefit the community. Really nice. Truly is.
yeah, it's good. And even just having this kitchen, I'll say, putting this in has just, it's really brought a lot of opportunities to the library. I think as the community organizations hear that we're doing this, it becomes something in their mind. They're thinking, oh yeah, a library can do this too. I think it's just going to only multiply, and really amplify the good work that's happening already in Lorraine. So it's really good. Thank you, Rick.
No problem.
So that's going to conclude my report.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Rick. I guess we have to wait until we get a okay to actually have a grand opening and celebration of that whole endeavor there. It looks really nice. So I can't wait till Rick makes us dinner. We're out at Maine. Thank you, Rick. Did you want to say anything, Anastasia, about stats or program of work? It's all self-explanatory.
Yeah, so I will say the stats, as you can imagine, are down in a lot of ways, of course, except for our e-library, which is expected. But I'm watching the uptick in the Wi-Fi usage, and that's really interesting to me. And I think we'll continue to see that go up. Obviously, people are allowed in the building, but we were still seeing a decent amount of usage when people weren't in the building and they were just using Wi-Fi in the parking lot. So, and I've really been tracking our attendance just to see if the audience is building over this time. And we've really been watching the lockers too. And I've been trying to understand how those are going over. And they are very popular, as you can imagine. And I think they have been very popular. And we now have access to CleveNet materials again. So I think that's going to make all these numbers go up, which I'm excited about. And the program of work, the work on Democus, that will be addressed a little bit later on because the carpeting is the big chunk of what we're going to be able to do this year for Democus.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you all.
Thank you.
We do not have any committee reports. We will have Susan address us. Hi, Susan. It's always good to see you.
Hi, it's very good to be here and very good to see you guys. I'm here at the main library in the Toni Morrison room. And I just want to echo what Anastasia said. Our patrons are so happy to be back. I've spent a lot of time at the ambassador desk. And we knew during curbside, people wanted to get in to use the copiers and the computers and everything. But it's just amazing how many people come in and just kind of stop and take it in. And they've actually said they missed the library more than anything else during the lockdown. So that kind of means a lot to hear that. More than once I've heard that, and that's amazing. I also want to say that the staff has been doing an amazing job. It's obviously a scary time for everybody to be out and about and getting used to dealing with the public again. But one of the things I really noticed during curbside and now that we're open is the teamwork. They're so happy to see each other again, despite any fear coming back. It's nice to see their faces light up, and I love seeing them too. So that's good. We've all been working as a team. We've invited them to speak out if they feel unsafe about anything, and we've all worked as a team to kind of solve the problems that have arisen. So that's kind of the silver lining a little bit, working a little bit more closely and working at, well, closely from 6 feet apart, but working as a team. I do have a little bit of news also that I'm sharing tonight. It's going on at the same time as this on YouTube is the United Way Celebrate competition. Since they couldn't do it as they normally do every year, we would normally have it at the Emerald Event Center with 20 teams or so. This year they decided to have a battle of the champions via Zoom, and we were the winners in 2018. So this competition actually happened a couple weeks ago. It's happening now, and I think it's safe to say that we were the winners. So we won the battle of the champions. Special thanks to Sam Lewis, Scott Mackle, and Sherry Campbell, our team. You can view it. I think it'll be posted on our social media too if you want to check that out later. It's kind of, they tried really hard to make it fun, and it was fun to do it. And we're saying that our win is in honor of Scott Mackle. He'll be retiring at the end of July. So we did it for Scott. And that's my report. But it was a lot of fun. And I love bringing that trophy home to Maine.
Where do you put your trophies?
I'm going to ask Rick if he can build a special trophy case right in the center of the floor.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you so much. And congratulations to the team who represented the library system. You guys have been quite successful in a lot of the endeavors that you go into, which shows, you know, that the readers are leaders. I mean, they really do. So thank you, and to your whole group there that participated in it. Friends of the library were really not able to do too much right now. I don't know, Ethel, do you have anything to say about yours?
No, we're just trying to maybe get together, even if we get together in the park, to see what we should do or not do. Okay,
all righty. And I know Cheryl's trying to work on this with the different presidents at this time. The foundation did actually meet via Zoom, and it was a pretty good meeting on Monday via Zoom. That was our first one doing it in that platform. And we will have another meeting in September where we'll look at the bylaws and more than likely pass the updated revised bylaws there. Okay, so under new business, we're going to move straight into it. Item number 2020-062, resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement relating to the Avon branch of the LPLS. We need a first.
Ethel first.
Second.
Tiffany, second.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Okay, hearing none, you may call the roll.
Okay. Ms. McClellan,
Yes.
Ms. Sheeman,
Yes,
Ms. Snipes,
Yes.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. Item number 2020-063, it's the authorization to apply for the CARES Act grant.
Tiffany, so moved.
Second, Monica.
Anastasia, did you want to say anything about this one?
Yeah. So the state library has received money from the IMLS, which is our government body, to give out these grants to libraries of all kinds across the state. And they have really made it very broad. We can use it for anything related, any COVID-19 expenses. So we are going to be using it to purchase PPE because that's going to be an ongoing need we have to expend this. If we are successful, we'll have to expend it within a year. And I'm sure we can spend $3,000 on PPE for next year. So so that's what we're going to do.
Okay. If there's no questions to that, we'll take roll call.
Okay. Ms. McClellan,
Yes.
Ms. Sheeman, Ms. Sheeman,
yes,
Ms. Snipes,
Yes.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. Item number 2020-064. This is the purchase of the carpeting for the DeMoncus branch.
So moved. This is Monica.
Tiffany,
second, Echo.
And I believe Rick is going to speak to this.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yes, we went through this and we looked at the facility, measured it up, and we're looking at carpet tiles through Shaw. Shaw is willing to give us through state purchasing compared to the other companies out there. At the main office, we use Milliken. At DeMoncus, we're using 8 types of Shaw carpeting. If you come to our office, you can see the different patterns in that of browns and blues and some greens mixed in there in that. So it's going to be really nice throughout the whole facility.
And when do you anticipate it going in?
Well, first, what we decided to do was paint the facility in-house. So once we do our painting of DeMoncus in-house and move our shelving, and then it'll probably take approximately 3 to 4 weeks to carpet the facility. That's tear out and replace with new carpeting in that. So I'm thinking once we get the carpet order in, it's going to take approximately 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. And within that time, we'll have to set a schedule up for our guys to go in there and paint.
Okay, sounds good. Will be nice to go and visit after it's all done. Great, thank you. Okay, roll call.
Ms. McClellan,
yes.
Ms. Sheeman,
Yes,
Ms. Snipes,
Aye.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. Item 2020-065, authorization for electrical work at Maine.
Tiffany, so moved.
We need a second.
Ethel, second.
Thank you.
And
So Rick will talk to this as well.
yes.
So the facility was built in approximately 1954-55. There is a disconnect downstairs in the basement where all the power comes into. It's a 1200 amp system. We just did an outage for the kitchen here to install the new power to it. When we went to isolate the power from the First Energy, we opened up the gear, in other words, opened up the power away from First Energy, went into the electric and found that it did not shut off like a switch in a room. It still had power to it. So in the event that we have an emergency, we won't be able to isolate ourselves from First Energy. And this really needs to be taken care of. And that's where this comes in. what they'll do is we'll remove the present switch on a Sunday afternoon when the facility's closed, and rebuild it, install a new one, and then have power by midnight to have power for Monday morning.
Okay, great. Any questions for Rick? Okay, hearing none, we'll go roll call.
Ms. McClellan,
Yes.
Ms. Sheeman,
Yes,
Ms. Snipes,
Yes.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. Item number -2020-066, appointment of new staff. May we have a first?
Tiffany, so moved.
Monica, second.
Thank you. Are there any questions about this? Okay, then we'll have roll.
Ms. McClellan,
Yes.
Ms. Sheeman,
yes,
Ms. Snipes,
Yes.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. Item number 2020-067, approval of the core behaviors for all LPLS employees.
This is Monica, so moved.
Thank
Echo
you.
second,
Thank you. And this speaks to the core behaviors that I believe employees came together with Cheryl, and she shared these with us a few months ago about what the 10 core behaviors are going to be. Anastasia, would you like to add anything?
No, I mean, I think it's really, we're feeling really good. It's a really solid list of behaviors. I mean, these truly are the core behaviors that are going to enable people to execute all the things in the strategic plan that you've already approved. We have to have this has to be our team. And it's exciting for us to be able to share these. And it has been part of the training with our public services professionals this week and last week. And they've been talking about the core behaviors to that group and getting people really excited. You know, just if you read some of these about prioritizing the customer experience, leading from where you are, focusing on solutions, positivity, building relationships, these are just all things that we can get excited about. So I think the team did a great job developing these and communicating them to staff. And I really look forward to seeing how the staff embody these going forward. It's really awesome.
Okay, any questions for Anastasia about this? All righty, we'll take roll.
Ms. McClellan,
Yes.
Ms. Sheeman,
yes,
Ms. Snipes,
Yes.
Dr. Thomas.
Yes. Item number 2020-068, approval to enter into an executive session to discuss the compensation of public employees.
Tiffany, so moved.
second,
Monica, second.
okay.